Hello there, if you're new to this channel, my name is Jashandeep and I'm studying chemistry at University of Strathclyde and I make videos on all aspects of student life. So in today's video, I will be summarizing my 2 years experience right here in UK. So this video will be useful for anyone planning to study abroad. They can learn from my struggles, what are challenges I experienced. As you can see that in today's video, initially I'll be talking about my achievements, and moving on we'll be talking about some of my struggles, which all challenges I faced. That will be related to finances and accommodation. Then moving on we'll be talking about some of the social aspects, which involves things like groceries, restaurants, transportation, clubbing and alcohol. And thirdly, we'll be talking about some of the cultural struggles, which I call as cultural shock, which is difficulty in understanding the language, difficulty in understanding the slangs, and also your lectures and the assignments. So these are the sections which I'll be covering in today's video. Feel free to skip around the video as the timestamps have been put down below in the description. So with this, let's straight away dive into today's video. So firstly, talking about my achievements. So here I would like to mention that I came directly into second year of my degree program. So I didn't did my first year. So think about this. I have always been studying in an Indian education system where we heavily relied on the books for gaining all the knowledge. But however, when you come to an UK education system, that is all based on online presentations. The lecturer comes in the hall and goes through all the lecture presentations, and it's a bit different curriculum. So I was finding a difficulty in understanding the exam pattern and the lectures as well. But I tried my best. I tried to reach out to my professors. I organized meetings with them, which lasted about 30 minutes to 45 minutes in each week. So I discussed whatever doubts I used to have and all the exam pattern as well. So here I would like to mention that in my second year, I achieved Dean's Certificate of Excellence, which was that I scored more than 80% in the core modules, and also I achieved the Practical Certificate of Excellence as well. Again, I scored more than 80% in my practical modules as well. So here the point which I want to make is make sure to work hard towards your studies which you're definitely passionate about. Then moving on to my second year in UK, I was in third year of my degree program. Again in this year as well, I achieved Dean's Certificate of Excellence and I also achieved the Practical Certificate of Excellence as well. So in my both years academically I did quite well. Then moving on towards bit of my job stability, what all jobs I got here. As you might know, in my previous video I told that I've got a placement right here in Newcastle. So it's my fourth year of my degree program and I'm on my placement. So you can see that the life has been pretty much awesome since from the time I came in second year, then moving to third year and fourth year of my degree program. So this was a bit of my achievements which I wanted to let you know, to just spread the point of positivity and also to reflect that what all things can be achieved just within 2 years by coming in UK, and definitely you can achieve more than that. So here you would be thinking that my life is going pretty much very much smooth as from the beginning when I came in UK towards this time. But however, I want to show you what is going behind the scenes. What were all my struggles related to in terms of finances and accommodation, which I already covered in the initial part where I discussed the sessions of this video. And moving on to this part of the video, I'll be start discussing about my struggles. Very first struggle which I will be covering is regarding finances and accommodation. So firstly, talking about finances, when I was back in India, I was thinking that I will be doing this job, this part-time job, which will be paying me £10 per hour, and due to my visa restrictions, I will be working 20 hours in a week and I will be earning this amount of money. And I was calculating all my year based on that I can pay this much of my monthly expenses, I can pay this much of my tuition fee. And I think many of you are thinking the same thing. But here I want to point out, it is good to have planning in your life, but don't overthink about this. Don't have a very big expectations initially in terms of part-time jobs. Give yourself a quite big window of 2 to 3 months to find and actually get a part-time job. In my case, I got my first part-time job after 4 or 5 months. I think apparently the reason is that I wasn't applying to that many of part-time jobs, but however, give yourself a window of 2 to 3 months. In terms of finances related to your tuition fee, please make sure that you've got your finances already ready for one particular year at least, because that is the minimal you should be coming with this financial approach. Now moving on towards accommodation, initially when you're coming in UK, I can recommend you book your houses through Airbnb. If you don't want to go to the student accommodations and have a fixed contract, book your accommodation through Airbnb. Come to your university, make your some friends so that you all can buy a house, and in the house you can rent that out and you can evenly divide your rent as well. So that will be kind of a bit beneficial in terms of your finances. Otherwise, you can definitely directly book your student accommodation. But in the very first year, I'll be definitely recommending you to book your student accommodation, as you will be having an address in the document. You can make easily your bank account, then you can easily apply for your national insurance, so everything becomes pretty much smooth. So that is all I wanted to cover in this session. So in this topic, I also want to cover some of the student discounts. Initially, when I came, I used to go to the stores to buy clothes or to eat food, and I used to pay the full bill. But don't do this at all. There's a trick here. Go to a website known as UniDays. If you are in a university student, you can easily kind of sign up for this website. It's free of cost. And I remember I used to go to the gym initially. I bought a protein powder, and it was around 20 pounds through Amazon. But however, if I use a Uniday website, I would be going to the Amazon website, and I would be putting that coupon out there, and that eventually would lead to 9 pounds for the same product which I had. So that protein powder would have eventually be reduced half of the price. So make sure to use your student discounts. And secondly, for the bank accounts, when you make, for example, you're having an account with Bank of Scotland, even they have got 15%, 20% discounts if you're going for your grocery shopping. Make sure to utilize the student discounts. Even for the clothes, I buy most of my clothes from Marks and Spencer or H&M, and the H&M has got a student discount. I think it's 15 to 20% off. So make sure when you're going to buy your clothes, say them, I'm a student, is the student discount available, and they'll guide you through. So now moving on towards our number second very important struggle, which is related towards social life. That is in terms of making your friends, then thinking about stuff like clubbing, alcohol, and then moving on also towards your Indian food, Indian grocery, or if you're coming from other countries, what all food you can find for yourself. So this is all what I will be covering through in this session. So firstly, don't worry at all about the food at all. Whether you're coming from China, whether you're coming from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all kind of food, the grocery is available here. Whether you can go to the UK stores such as Aldi or Sainsbury, you can find there. Otherwise, there are local stores of your own country which the people run. I think they are kind of immigrants which are running their stores. So you can find all your masalas, all your dishes there. And secondly, for the Indian people, I know Maggi is really important, and Maggi you can't find in Aldi or Sainsbury, anywhere you can't find it, but the place to find is in Poundland, and that is what my friend recommended me when I came initially here in UK. So for Maggi, go to Poundland. So now moving on towards a topic related to your friends, how to make new friends right here in UK. I know many of you will be feeling alone, but kind of get used to it that you have to enjoy your own company as well. But in terms of making friends, make sure to be engage and be out there in terms of your social life. Go to the events organized by the university during your fresher week. Get close to the friends which are in your same course. Talk to them, ask for help if you've got any doubts, or if they have got any doubt, they will ask you if they know you very well. So that's a point to make your friends. Now moving on towards alcohol and clubbing. Here I will not say that if alcohol is good or bad for you, that you're very much understanding and quite mature to deal with that topic. But the point I want to address is that don't just drink alcohol to impress others. Don't feel like if you're in a bunch of people, you have to impress your friend X, Y, and Z by just having 10 extra shots of gin or 10 extra shots of vodka. Don't do that at all. It is bad for your own health, and the next day you'll be feeling completely exhausted. So don't do this at all. Don't kind of try to impress other people in terms of even going to clubbing. In terms of finances, make sure to arrange, if you're going to clubs or pubs, make sure to plan ahead for the month. It shouldn't be in a week you're going 2 or 3 times to the club and pub and you're spending hundreds of pounds there, and at the last of the month you're finding difficult to pay your rent for your accommodation or the tuition fee if you want to pay. So make sure you've got a notice of this thing. So number third very important topic which I want to talk in this video is related to cultural shock. This topic remains very much inherent and mental in your brain, and this can lead to a lot much stress during your student life. So here I want to cover the topics such as change in language and slang. So if you are belonging to a country where English is not a primary language, even if you're in India, if your school wasn't like CBSE board where English was really very much compulsory, or if you're coming from Hindi medium or Marathi medium schools, So make sure that change in language will definitely be here. And don't worry in this case to express yourself. Whichever words you've got in your brain, just try to act that. Just try to say them. You're like expressing your feelings to someone. As long as you're expressing your feelings by just pointing out at the things or by doing some signs or actions, it will be fine. And eventually, once it has been few months, you're in an English speaking country, you'll start to develop an habit to speak English and understand English eventually. So don't stress yourself to kind of be an expert as soon as you are in UK. Even for me, I belong to a CBSE medium school and English is my primary language. However, when I came here, due to the slangs, if you know, the Glasgow accent is really hard to crack. It is very much far different from the British accent. So when I came here, when I used to stand in a group of my friends, they all were Scottish, and whatever they talk with each other, I wasn't able to understand at all. But eventually, when I stayed with them for a couple of weeks, couple of months, I got used to the slangs, and now I can easily understand the people from Glasgow. Even now I'm in Newcastle. Even here the accent is bit hard. It is very much different from the British accent. But however, once you start staying in that atmosphere, you kind of get adapted to it, so it won't be much of a problem. So this is a thing here which I want to talk about. And moving on to the difficulty in understanding the lectures and your exam pattern. For this, the best advice I can give you is the university assigns yourself to a supervisor. Make sure you utilize a supervisor meeting. I think it will be 3 in a year. But however, if you got any doubt at any point of your student life, make sure to ping him up. Make sure to email him that I've got this problem in understanding my lectures, in understanding the exam pattern. Once you are there, he will sort all your problem out. He will make sure that you're connecting to the professor and you're having the regular meetings. He'll arrange all that stuff for you guys. So don't burden yourself in this case. Here, I also want to make out one point, which is loss of identity. For example, I'm a Sikh, right? When I'm coming to Glasgow, there won't be much of Sikh people because it's a Scottish country, right? So now think about, in a lecture room, I'm only the one person wearing a turban sitting in front of like 20 head chef people. It can be easy to be kind of lost in that environment and you can lose your identity very much easily. But here, make sure to keep yourself strong from inside. Don't let other people dictate what you should look like, what you should be wearing. Make sure you are strong enough, you are bold enough that this is your identity and I have to take it forward. Look at me, it has been 2 years, I'm wearing turban, everything is fine, and I've never ever experienced any kind of racism or anyone saying me why you're wearing turban. No, not at all. That all is in your brain. So make sure to clear up your brain and don't ever feel this thing. If you're talking from other religion, you're following some kind of traditions, make sure to do it freely here. This is a very independent and open-minded country, and never ever think about such things at all. So as I move towards the end of today's video, I really hope you've got some knowledge, some information from my 2 years experience right here in UK, what all struggles I faced, and also what all were my achievement, what all things I really achieved. And thanks for watching this video and keep supporting the channel as you always do. And I would personally like to thank you the response which is showed for the previous video, which was regarding my placements. If you haven't seen, you can watch that video by clicking this link above. And thank you. Keep enjoying your day ahead. Cheers.